What's up, guys? Basically, I'm gonna try and show you how to build item level within obviously, reasonably. So, I've downgraded my rogue a bit, and now it's only 10.3k item level. I left my guild. I switched out all my gear. Like, I have a lot of alts, mostly rogues. So I stole a lot of their gear, bought some cheap stuff off the auction house, and I still have my old primal weapons, which are kind of perfect, So I look potentially like a returning player. I'm really not that impressive right now, and this item level is so low. I really can only run like the level 12 plus random queue. I can't queue for any epic dungeons. I can queue for a few skirmishes. I'm surprised by that, but yeah, no epic trials, and of course PvP is PvP. But I tell you, if I went in PvP like this, I would be dead in 2 seconds. So, anyways, I figured we could work on building it up. So, the first things first that I usually recommend players is get a decent companion and get some bondings. An augment is always the best, but if you see, we're at 10,299. We're going to write that down in the box over here just so we can compare how much item level we're going to get for this. So when you do Undermountain, which if you haven't done it yet, as soon as you hit level 70, you should go and you should complete Undermountain. That is a must do and a must have. And then on top of it, once you complete this campaign and you unlock your master expeditions, you'll be able to go straight to Stardock. And I would also start working on Stardock right away. Stardock takes 12 days to complete, so it's not like overly done, but it's a great place to get good companion gear, so I would recommend it. Also, when you're doing the expeditions for each area, like the Van Rack Doom, the Terminus, Willowwood, Twisting Caverns, and the Catacombs, when you do the expedition in each of those areas, get all of the, what are they called? The little magic things that you have to collect. I forget what they're called, but collect them all because you get better companion gear that way, from what I'm told. I haven't tested that out, but that's what I was told anyways. So, with that said, I'm actually going to pull something out of my bank really quick, wherever it is. I think it's this one. Yeah. We're just going to slide it down here. So, we're going to look at our companions. I have an Ioun Stone because I am working on another video, tips for new players. And I kind of recommended an Ioun Stone just as a cheap, as a, I can't think, as a cheap augmentation, because unfortunately when you look at companions on the auction house, they don't really tell you which ones are augments and which ones aren't. Raynor does have a guide though, outlining it's a mini pocket wiki through the Google Excel spreadsheets, and it has all the companions listed there, and you should be able to see which ones are augments and which ones aren't. But definitely start with an augment, because you get a percentage of your companion stats. But anyways, from Undermountain, when you do expeditions and master expeditions, fragment expeditions, and warden expeditions, MEs, FEs, and WEs, you'll get companion gear. So the choke chain and the pearl ring automatically come from the pre-expeditions you do while working through Undermountain. So these two are so easy to get. There's no reason you should not have them. And then when you complete Stardock, you get this little chest and you can choose one of these. And these are pretty high level stuff. They're 1k item level. These are 860. These are still good though, so I would hold on to these. And then you can choose one. I chose this. Well, I actually didn't choose any because I still have the box. But same thing. And already you can see we've gone up to 1300 item level just from that alone. That's absolutely crazy. And I actually didn't grab any rune stones. Shoot. Should have done that. But anyways, we'll add our bonding runestones. So you can have rank 7s, but they're not hard to rank up. You should work on ranking them up. So let's add in our rank 10s. I would at least aim for this before focusing on like anything else. And already, just from that alone, we have gone up over 4,000 item level. 4.2 thousand. Well, 4.1 thousand, my bad, because we were at 10.3. So yeah, 4.1 thousand item level just from having a decent set of companions. Companions, no. Companion gear, yes. Now if we upgrade this to, I don't know, which one's an augment that's epic? This one. If we upgrade this, we get a little more item level, but not a lot. And surprisingly, these don't change. So try to fill these in like as much as possible. Because honestly, even though Minstrel is at Legendary, if we trade it out for something that is... Where's something that's not max? Plus 500. I think that's probably a green quality. It's still 100 item level. It doesn't matter what quality you have that, which is why I didn't bother to actually reset these. So just fill these in, and that's an extra 600 item level just from these. You can get really cheap companions off the auction house. Pretty cheap. Just fill in those bonuses for now, just to build up your item level. I'm not saying that it's going to make you stronger, because just filling them in with weak stuff isn't really going to benefit you. However, using these is going to benefit you. And I only have these. Well, at rank 15, they only give 66 item level anyways. So they're not that strong. So anyways, yeah. Runestones are good. Definitely put some empowered runestones in there. But for now, just aim for the gear. Aim for the bondings. Those two main things are basically a must. Now, the second thing that I feel like a lot of people don't pay attention to is your mounts. You know, right now, I have a couple green ones. If we swap these out, look at my massive mount collection, guys. It's impressive, I know. And try and at least have some blue ones in there, because as you can see, the green ones or the uncommon ones, you can only put in 2 insignias, and you want to put in as many as you can. So try and have all blue. The quality of the mounts in your stables doesn't make a difference. However, your insignias kind of do. So we're gonna drop some insignias in here.
Start off filling in the easy ones. I just grabbed a bunch of random ones because, I mean, if you're just getting them randomly too, they just can't be choosers, right? So you have a few epic ones, get some few enlightened ones. You get that last.
Epic ones, sweet. Epic ones actually aren't as expensive as you probably think they are. And we're not going to put in too many epics because we want this to be realistic, to say the least. And okay, we have insignias all in there, and we've gone up roughly another 400 item level. So we're now almost at 15k, which, I mean, it's not a huge amount, but now we can run the skirmish queue, and we can run all the we can run most of the epic dungeons with this item level. You're not going to be very strong, and you're definitely going to need a good team to support you, but it's a start. So we've done that. Yeah, I mean, these aren't really going to help your item level. These will help you, definitely, in the long run, but, you know, getting a legendary mount shouldn't be your priority. And actually, I should set that back down to epic. Movement doesn't give item level. If I could take this out, I would. So this is kind of cheating. So we should minus 100 item level from our final product. Now, something a lot of people don't pay attention to are boons. Boons give you item level too. And the quicker you can earn those boons, the more item level and the more stats you're going to get from them. They're not huge, but these little boosts do make a difference. So we're just going to fill these in quickly. we're not going to pay attention to really what's the best. I'm just going to make this quick. And we're going to see when we'll only do half of them. Make it reasonable. So with that, we've gone up another 1,000 item level. We're at 15.8k. Just from some boons. I didn't even use them all. I used like just over half, which is pretty reasonable for a new player. So already we've upped our item level by that much. Now we have our actual gear. And we can see I'm using some pretty old stuff. 728 item level, 700 item level. It's probably 672 item level. This is some pretty old stuff. The only things here that are, you know, half decent, or at least newer, are the shirt and pants, because the old ones were too expensive. I didn't want to put that much astral diamonds into it. And you can see too, all my enchantments are like rank 8s. Oh, I have some rank 9s. It's all random. It's kind of what I would expect from a newer returning player. So it's not perfect, but it's something. So the first thing I would suggest, which actually I don't have any gold on this character anymore, so I need to grab some gold. Give me some gold. You should get enough gold from like while you're questing and whatnot, but hold on to your gold because this is why it's important. So basically we're gonna remove our enchantments because you want to keep these. Okay, we've taken out all our enchantments. Great stuff. And now we're going to look at what happens if we upgrade our gear in general. So we can see we've lost like 800 item level just from those enchantments alone. And honestly, that's kind of okay. I wouldn't stress it out too much because those are going to go back in. So right now our basis is 15,000 item level. And we're going to actually just look at our collections page here. I believe it's north side. He has a guide for the hunt locations. And if you can join like a group or something in Avernus for different hunt locations, which it's these ones, you can get different gear. And you can see it's just under being double the item level than the old gear I was showing. So these are pretty big upgrades and they will actually make a huge difference. Not just your item level, but to like your actual damage output or tanking, healing, whatever it is you're trying to build. But these will make your character quite a bit stronger than before. You will notice the difference. So we've brought aside some newer pieces. You can already see almost at 16k just by switching out 2 pieces. And these all came from Avernus. You can join groups for the big heroic encounters, or try and join groups, a guild member, or a friend doing some of the hunts there. But they're pretty easy and basic ways to get some pretty good gear upgrades. As well, you can get gear from, what's it called? The Master Expeditions. However, the Avernus gear is a little bit higher item level, a little bit higher power, and higher hit points as well. So personally, I would recommend starting off with the Avernus gear, and then as you build your stats up, your HP, and everything else, then you can consider switching to the lower item level, lower power, lower HP gear that does have the better equip bonuses, which is just the text in the green where it says Soul Siphon. There are ones that are best in slot on lower item level gear. But either way, just from that switch alone, we're now at 17k. And we haven't even really put in anything that's overly valuable or anything crazy like that. So it's actually not that hard to build item level. You just kind of need to know how. Now we're going to switch out our shirt and our pants, which I don't think is going to make a huge difference. Yeah, it didn't make a huge difference because we already had these. These are like really cheap off the auction house. Those are the same item level, but the bonus on the ebony stained assault shirt is way better, so we're going to keep it there. Then the rings, I didn't really have any ebonized rings, I don't think. Alright, so I have grabbed a couple rings from my alt, newer rings to keep this realistic, and I also grabbed a weapon that we're going to touch base on after. So we have our ebonized rings and our assault rings. Again, the item level up 1500, 500 item level, give or take. So it's pretty good. And again, these are just from Undermountain. The ebonized ring, I believe, is from Stardock, which is still technically part of Undermountain, but just to be more specific. And then as well, like, if you have the astral diamonds, you could invest into legendary rings, but they're not going to count for much, so you don't really need to, but they're there if you want them, but again, you don't really need them. Now, oh man. So I'm actually skipping the next bit just because it wasn't really accurate and it wasn't really what I wanted to post, so I don't want to confuse you with misinformation. So we're just going to skip ahead a little bit. Neck, uncommon, 80. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so you can see it's a little lower. That's because it's green quality. Once it goes up to blue quality, it would be 845 item level as well. But you can see this stuff is pretty cheap. So actually, we have that 100k that I mentioned. So, is this a neck piece? It is, because I'm under neck. And we're just going to go to waist. We're going to look for the same thing. 16.5k. It's not bad. So we're just going to take it and take it. And then you can see we're going to just replace this with this. And this with this. So compared to before, we went up 700 item level because we were 17.5k before, and now we're at 18.2k. And we haven't even put in our our enchantments yet. So that's pretty sweet. Then for weapons, we have the primals here that are 700 item level. Ebonized are a little bit of an upgrade, but alabaster are probably where you want to go with it, and if you can take it to legendary, even better. But for now, because the ebonized is pretty close to the legendary alabaster in regards to item level, we're just going to slot the ebonized. Keep it simple, because it's understandable you're not going to get your weapons to legendary right away. Now, we can just put in our enchantments. So so now with updated gear, enchantments back in, no major expensive upgrades done aside from obviously like farming Undermountain and Avernus for gear, we're at 19.4 item level, and we're going to boost it up just one more bit. We're going to see if my guild comes up here. Probably won't because this game doesn't like me. Chronic Legion, who's on that can invite? There's Jude, but we're not going to ask. Oh, maybe we will ask Farmer Jude. Hey, Farmer Jude. Can I have a guild invite? Because when you join a guild, there are extra boons that you can use. Chronic Legion is my guild that I'm the leader of, so it's kind of cheating. There we go. Thanks, Jude. Oh, he's gonna promote me too in Chronic Legion because I'm the leader, right? He's my what do you say, right hand man? So he's promoting me. But yeah, so when you join a guild, if it's a lower level and it's not max level, then you probably, I have to say thank you. Okay, so if it is a lower level, your boons aren't going to be as strong, but don't be deterred because a guild, you shouldn't join a guild just for its boons. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, so you shouldn't join a guild just for its boons. However, there are plenty of level 20 guilds out there. Meanwhile, I bring up level 0. There's plenty of level 20 guilds. This is just a portion. If I hit search, even more different level 20 guilds are going to show up. Level 19. So there's lots to choose from. However, don't be discouraged from joining low level guilds because a guild, in my opinion, should be more about the community and not the boons. However, just for educational purposes, we're going to activate our guild boons. So I'm going to go power. I'm going to take the mount speed boon and the hit points boon. And that all together is another 1500 item level. And just like that, we're basically 20.1k. You'd think a teacher would be able to identify the numbers better, but apparently not. It's 21k, not 20.1k. We have 120k power. Our armor pen is a little low. So is our accuracy and our critical strike. As a new player, you probably want to get these three up to 68k. A lot of people will say the cap is 85k, but that is only for Infernal Citadel, which is entirely an endgame raid or dungeon. So obviously as a new player, you're not going to be going into those dungeons yet. So the general cap is 68k. I do believe it's a little higher, like 80k maybe, when you're going into Avernus, but for most maps and most content, all you're going to need is 68k. So those would be the goals, and then obviously as you continue to progress through the game, bam, up those. But yeah, I think those are my tips for increasing item level. And if we undo all this, give me one sec. And yeah, this is what it comes out looking like. Once you fully max out your character, your stats and your item level aren't going to look exactly like mine. Might be a little higher, might be a little lower. It's cool, but you'll understand more once you hit endgame. And don't be discouraged. I mean, this is what I used to look like. And I mean, now I'm pretty maxed in the game, but I've been playing for 7 years. So I mean, you know, eventually you get there. You just have to keep working towards it. So don't give up. Keep playing. Neverwinter's an awesome game. And subscribe for more videos. Thanks.